chillin', kicking it, kissed by the sun. Could be soaked to the skin in the monsoon. I know she got the good vibes when seasons change, but we're the same. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes are funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. Even if my jokes are funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. You got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes are funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding. Pull me up, play me like a bass guitar. Simmer down and mash me up, tripping like I'm Jimmy at Woodstock. Pull me up, drive me around in your red Ford, shivers down my spinal cord. Oh, 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 oh. 'Cause you got me holding, holding. Even if I lost all my money, the zero runs deep, honey. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. Even if my jokes are funny, my tongue tied up on it. And I don't need to speak a single word, 'cause you got me holding, holding. 'Cause you got me holding. You got me holding.
Alright then guys, hello and welcome to IFC Tier 5, and have a look at that. It's raining here in Portugal. I am joined by Rose today. How are you, mate? Alright then, a hard track is Portimao. We all know that. It's a tricky one, this one. Quite a lot like, of course, Barcelona. Very close together, of course, Portugal and Spain being countries that are next to each other. But one of those tracks where, again, it's all about how much time you have put into this game in particular. If you remember back to Imola, it was kind of the same. This is, I think, actually Portimao was on last year's game as well, was it? I don't know. But at least it's a very new track to the games. It hasn't been around for very long, so it's all about recent experience. If you've raced for 6 years, it may help a bit, but it doesn't help as much as it does at other tracks that have been around for ages and ages. They have to make sure that they've been practicing in recent times on this track.
Yeah, and I think even some of the existing tracks as well. You know, the big update that came just before Christmas. I'll give you a idea. Monza, for example. You know, turn 1 and turn 3 at Monza. You know, if you haven't recently practiced any track, you know, the game update or something can catch you out there quite massively.
Yeah, it 100% can. The game changing and twisting all the time. Of course, we're close to the new game. Have you heard about the rumours of that one?
I've seen one or two bits on Twitter, but nothing major about Ultimate Team and supercars and stuff. So
Well, yeah, I've heard about the supercar stuff. I'm a bit worried about that, I have to say. Let's hope they don't add supercars to the game. That would not be good. Maybe they'll add F3, possibly. That would be wonderful. But OG plays heading onto a lap now. He's up to 8th gear, of course, in these wet weather conditions. We're not expecting around the 16s and 17s we're expecting in the dry. Let's see what time he can set here. Not too wet yet. This is very important for him. He should actually get the best conditions of every single driver as he tucks it into turn 3. Extremely slow through there and not taking what I'd say is the faster line through turn 4 there. Could have possibly taken turn 3 slightly tighter and taken a much smoother line through turn 4, meaning that your car is less unbalanced by that camber switch, and then it means that you can carry much more speed down into the hairpin and now through into what lots of people call the hardest corner on the calendar. He breaks for it now. Up the hill he goes, and he's so careful through there, really twitching the wheel backwards and forwards, just making sure that he gets through it. And now up the hill he ascends again, up and down like a roller coaster, as of course has been memed about 50 billion times now, as now he heads into the final part of this lap. Only 2 corners to go now, one hairpin and then one flat out run in the dry to the line. It's not quite flat out in the wet, or maybe just about is for him. No, not flat out. He does have to lift off, and he goes a bit wide as well at the end there. William Van Dijk just keeps it on the track. Very nicely done from OG to manage to make that one work, and he gets a 26.9. So that is the time to beat here. Who can get faster? Next across the line will be, I don't know.
He's as Milky Melon with a 1:26.859, and I've been on board for the last half a lap with a young gentleman in a Mercedes, Bud Lightyear 229, and he seems to be having awful trouble getting to grips with the soggy stuff on this circuit. He's been imitating a fairground ride, as just right on cue. There he goes, right round again. That's the 3rd time already, so he's either pushing for grip, testing out where the grip is, or he's having a really torrid time there, unfortunately.
Yeah, and well, of course, as well, he could be running a dry setup because it might be dry for the race, and of course, you want to be catering for the race, not the qualifying session. Oh, he spun again. He did not allow enough time for those tyres to cool back down. But Milky Melon is still leading. Second in Tier 6 just a second ago, Milky Melon. Currently leading this qualifying session for Tier 5. Of course, the Tier 6 race, very much a wet race. And Milky Melon performing in the wet here in Tier 5 as well. But the Red Bull of Taylor Boss, he's on a lap. He's at a purple Sector 2. We know this man's fast. This man leading the championship, of course. Ridiculously quick driver. What can he do here as he heads through the final corner? He's got a toe off of plays here. This is going to be very substantial for Taylor as he crosses the line. Oh, and it's fastest. Of course it's fastest. It's 26.6.
Good lap. I've decided to ride on board with the Chili Man as he just comes to end Sector 1. It's a 24.7 in the AlphaTauri. Very cautious. I've noticed everyone apart from Bud Lightyear seems to be very cautious. Oh, he's hit the curb there. Done well to save it.
You don't want to be hitting the curb.
Definitely not there. He's done well to save it, to be fair, and he had a little wobble going on that uphill right-hander as well. That's going to cost him massive amounts of time. He comes around into the end of Sector 2. Car's moving out the way on the left into Sector 3. Final part, get that power down as early as you can. No lift at all coming around that final right-hander. I expected to see a few people lifting, but 127.8, and that slots him into P7 momentarily as Mukai just pips him, and he's now down in P8. So half a grid of set times now. Who's the drivers to watch out for here, Westy? I'm new to the Tier 5.
The drivers to watch out for are, of course, our championship leader, Taylor Boss. Last time out's winner actually isn't here today. We are missing Mr. Active Wolf. not here. But Dove Nightmare, almost getting himself a podium, was beaten by Mute Key last time out. And if you watch that, on the line by 1/100th of a second. That was so close back in Baku. And JX, extremely fast as well. Has had a run of a couple bad races, has JX. But watch out for him. We know he's a fast driver. Consistency, though, is not his friend.
Yeah, the only name that's familiar to me in this lobby is Dove Nightmare. I battle him every week over in another league, so I know all about Mr. Nightmare.
He jumped on the scene. I think that was Netherlands 2 races ago, actually. Taylor, I was in a party with him at the time. Immediately loved him, immediately wanted him as a teammate. He lost his teammate earlier on in the season, who was really fast, has helped, of course, Red Bull getting up. He unfortunately left the server. So Taylor, trying to find a replacement, of course, with arrows, but hadn't managed to find a good one yet. And he's found Dove Nightmare and is very happy with him. Only problem is, there is no second driver. It's all about a battle between those two, and as Plays goes fastest then. And I recognise Plays, and I don't know why.
No, and something interesting's happened. SLR, I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. The guy in P12 has bolted a set of the red striped soft tyres on. Maybe he's just checking that delta in the pits, but one to watch out for if he does come out. I don't think it's quite there, but there is a dry line forming in places.
But yeah, there definitely is a dry line, and especially if he's the only one that goes onto that soft and it works, he will of course get himself a pole position. We saw that right the way back. I think one of the only other wet races for Tier 5, all the way back in the first race of the season, that was Austria. Jaden, the only one to go on the Inters, I think, in the end. It was a fully wet qualifying. Only one to go onto the Inters, and he got himself a pole position. Yeah, I don't think he'll want us talking about the race, because that didn't go quite as well. But yeah.
No, it's just some, say good evening to Cobb in the chat. Mellow Jello says go Savage model. And Tom Plays says, Westy, you know him from F1abes. Well, good evening to you.
Probably.
Good evening, gentlemen. Another SRK Orbit on the soft tyres now as Mini Devil goes for a spin onto the gravel, right round. Lucky not to go into a barrier there. Maybe pushing that a little bit too hard.
Yeah, probably doesn't want to be pushing too hard. Very easy. There's a lot of spin zones here, as I like to call them. You've of course got this very treacherous right-hander coming up from Mini Devil, and then you've got the left-hander of turn 4, and then actually the downhill, again a right-hander down the hill, just heading into sector 3 as well.
OG Plays leads the way, 126.294. Like 3.5-4 attempts clear of Taylor Boss right now. Still 7 drivers yet to set a lap. Maybe they're waiting for the dry conditions.
Maybe. Who knows? To be honest, who knows? I think we could see a couple of them just waiting, but seems a bit risky. Although rain has stopped and it's starting to dry out, so
this is going to be
before those guys come out and head on to the.
Yeah, this is going to be last man over the line has the best chance, I think.
100%. If it's not the last man over the line has the best chance, then it will have to have started raining again. But
McLaren and Milky Man is gone in 3.
Ooh.
Not a good idea. We'll just see if we can see him.
That's exactly where I spun in Tier 6.
Yeah,
very easy to do.
There he is on the right hand side. That not the time to be crashing out with soft tyres on the horizon.
No, not really. He could find himself right at the back of the grid, and we know he's got some good pace, showing that, of course, being in P3 currently. Savage has just crossed he crossed the line, and now he's in the wall. He's only got damage. He's lucky to get away with that one. But currently P8, not looking too great as Savage, and Mukey's also spun. Podium sitter last time out. He'll be wanting much more this time.
Yeah,
not much more, but he'll be wanting to fight Taylor 100%. I know those two will be in a party together, and we'll be discussing their strategy as they go along.
yeah. I was just watching JJ Neat. He's just improved by just under 6/10, and that puts him up to P11. He took a very, very wide. Oh, here we go. DRS enabled. So, is it time to see the soft guys are
I think
back in
it is.
play?
He'll be first out on the softs though. Will it be Floyd? Will it be Reynolds? Why? That's a T7. Sean Reynolds, tier 7, currently racing.
Fair play. Fair play. I don't know if that's allowed or, but
It's not meant to be. You're only meant to reserve one up. But I think he got atted with tier 6 and tier 6 reserves because there was 3 spots left.
okay.
Trying to fill the grid. So yeah, so he is allowed to race one race only. We will see Reynolds heading out on track. Another man who's actually been able to break that only allowed up one rule is second place currently, first in the championship. Taylor Boss, he was allowed to race in tier 3. Yeah, DRS is now definitely enabled, and Reynolds, first man out on the soft compound tyre. What can he do? I think actually someone else might be out. No, he is the first man out on the soft compound tyre.
Let's watch his traction. It's a brave time to be coming out.
One tier 6 as well, earlier I believe, due to penalties, but he was in a party with Mellon, so Mellon let him through at the end as well. So he's on a high at the moment, is Reynolds, and he's going to be looking to carry that on. But on these soft compound tyres, he's looking like he's struggling just a tad here. He's not looking as comfortable as the others have been looking on the Inters, and they weren't looking very comfortable on the Inters.
No, Tom Plays says predictions. My predictions are going to be this could be anyone, depending on how quickly this track dries and how close you can get to that start-finish line with the least amount of time on the clock.
I think I'm going to guess the person who starts their lap last is going to get it.
Oh,
Reynolds makes a
Reynolds.
there. He heads. Oh, he's lost it. Catches it.
That's a great save.
Definitely lost that one. Really had to slam on the brakes to be able to save that one. This is going to be a very, very slow lap from Reynolds if he does decide to carry it on, which seemingly he is. He's deciding, you know what, I'm going to go for this still. And he's still pushing.
Yeah.
Really flinging the ground past the car.
JXCBR has gone out on the intermediates.
Why? That's Michael. Why? Why would you want to do that?
No, here he goes. He's just about to start his lap in the Haas. A team that have had a... Oh,
and he's invalidated.
There you go. Team has a lot of coverage over the past 2 weeks, and that's all I'll say on that one. The old Haas boys.
Yep. I think we'll go with that.
Oh, he's gone
Reynolds.
wide there as well.
Reynolds now heading just about to head into the final sector in that Alpine. He invalidates. I think that's actually a controller issue there, because of course, if he was on wheel, he wouldn't have invalidated due to he was turning. Then of course you can either turn fully or not at all on a controller, and he let go of it slightly, drifted a little bit wide, and that was it for him. JX has now crashed, so we'll be seeing him 17th at absolute best.
Yeah, second casualty. On an
Florch, I believe, will be next to cross the line.
Oh.
On the softs, as they go very much wide.
SLR.
Slam off the track. They're going to spin themselves back round and get back on the track here. Yorkie will then be the next, and they've just started their laps. Let's stay on board with Yorkie, of course, like the famous chocolate bar. What's your opinion on the Yorkie chocolate?
Big fan. Big fan.
Not gonna lie, don't like it. It's not as good.
Controversial, but entitled to your opinion. Yorkie's found 6 seconds in the first sector.
It is a very slow first lap, though, in fairness, but still, yeah, very, very impressive. 6 seconds in the first sector, and that would be enough already to jump him actually only up into about P11, but if he gains 6 seconds in every single part of the track, we could be seeing a very, very good lap.
NF Studios has forgot to turn left at the start of Sector 2. He's very much, you can see from the mini-map, he's way off track there.
Yeah, he's very much off track there. That's not good at all. Yorkie, though, up by 10 seconds in the middle sector. He's about to cross the line. He comes through the final corner. What time would it be from the Aston Martin? The first driver to use the soft compound tyres today. Actually, not quite. Reynolds sets a faster lap time. He crosses the line. He goes fastest. Very good lap from Yorkie there. 22.2 on what is still a slightly wet track.
Yeah, he spent 11 seconds there. As I just caught sight of, I think it was Flourish. There's another car off the track there as well. In Sector 2. Flourish coming round. Who's last over the line then?
I don't know. I think Jaden could go for another one here. Dove Nightmare goes fastest. Jaden actually hardly improves. So who will be last across the line?
Plays a mini.
That was Flourish. It was Flourish. Will he be going for another lap here? No, he won't. He's got no ERS left, really. So that will not be a proper lap from him. Does Jaden have any left? Taylor Boss goes up into second place. Not enough to stop his teammate. That's actually quite a slow lap from a championship leader. Bud Lightyear goes up into second place. Dove Nightmare has invalidated. He was up by 5/10 in the first sector alone, but can't do any better here. Yorkie close to crossing the line. What time can he set? Mutki goes up into P3. What can his teammate do now? He comes across the line, up into 8th gear now, running out of ERS, crosses the line, and it's fastest for Yorkie. What a lap time. Yuki Boy goes second, and it's not looking good for our championship leader at all. Jaden goes second.
Jaden has become another victim of that uphill right-hander as well. He was up massively on his time.
Oh, he spun again.
Chilly man that I'm on board with. Coming, a couple of corners to go.
He will be the last one, will Chilly. What can this man do? In the AlphaTauri, he gets a slap of oversteer at the end. Activates the DRS.
Only
it's
P10.
only enough for P10. Wow, what a good qualifying right at the end there.
That is the end, yeah. It was roulette with them places. Anyone could have taken
it really
that.
Was. I have to say, Adogan, Yorkie I've never seen race before, but Adogan and Yuki Boy and Bud Lightyear being ahead of Taylor, I would not have expected at all.
I think Bud Lightyear has surprised me a little bit after watching his merry-go-round outlap.
Yeah.
And he goes and slaps it on P5. Fair play to him.
He's actually just said in the Mercedes Driver Academy chat, P5, sorry guys. He was expecting much more than P5. He wanted much more than P5. So watch out for him in this race. Good evening, Matty.
Matty, another guy I know from other leagues on the esports scene. Good guy.
It seems like you almost know everyone.
When I first started commentating, I'm sure you knew I was 6 days a week in every league and tournament going, so you get to know a few people.
Mate, I was the exact same. I was the exact same.
I think I'd like to say I've covered every esports team at least once.
I haven't.
Before I joined, obviously, the chorus. I was doing WERC, RTC, BFE, obviously. Bits and pieces. SEC I ended up doing. So yeah, a lot of tournaments covering a lot of teams, and obviously the 24-hour stream in December was the one where everyone got to know who I was, I think. So yeah, there are not names.
Yeah, it's I mean, I think every commentator goes through that stage of like just every single day you're just constantly doing stuff. Then life kind of gets in the way, doesn't it? It's yeah.
100%.
Just quickly want to talk about our affiliate, which is of course, our wonderful partners at Silent X Energy. And for, if it's only a couple days, you get 20% off using the code 1 year cherry. It's the anniversary of their 1 year of Cherry Blast, their flavour. And, well, I'm drinking it right now, and I have to say, it tastes very, very good. It's a very, very good, very, very good drink, and you should all buy it. And 20%, 20%, please. And then 10% off with the code IFC if you're buying something that's not cherry. Make sure you use it. It helps us. It, of course, helps them. They're a great company. They make some very, very nice drinks. So do make sure you go check that out.
By the looks of the screen there, Mr. Westy, it does look like we have some drier conditions for the race.
It does. It definitely does. They should be good. They should most definitely be good. And we are... There's no formation lap, so we are getting underway. We've got 4 lights, we've got 5 lights. And it's go, go, go. Dogan hasn't moved off the start. He's stood still at the start. Bud Light is in the wall at the start as well. He's speared off into the side. Yorkie leads from Nuki Boy, from Dove Nightmare, from our championship leader Taylor Boss, from Yuki, from Orbit, from Florsh, from Plays, from Mini Devil, who's trying to go side by side here, but we have a virtual safety car. Reynolds almost getting himself up into the top 10 there, but drops down to P11 in the end.
Yeah, there was. I just managed to cover some of the stuff that was going on at the back, and you've got Mr. Bud Lightyear driving around with no front wing. You've got his teammate who's also missing a front wing. So that's both Mercedes off the start, both missing front wings. There was carbon fibre absolutely everywhere decorating the track down at turns 1 and 2 there. Obviously, Erdogan caught out a little bit. Luckily not to get involved in any of that damage, but Chili Man as well, he was facing the wrong way. He wanted to watch Bud Lightyear come around the corner, and he's down in P19 as well. So some poor starts from your Mercedes boys there.
Yeah, very much so, but Aston Martin is part of the Mercedes Academy, so it's fine. We'll go with that. But Bud Lightyear, he's going to be fired up now, you know it. After being disappointed with top 5 in qualifying, he is going to be absolutely firing at all cylinders when he manages to put in the pits and, of course, sort out that front wing. Now, interesting thing here, will Dove Nightmare move out of the way for his teammate? Taylor getting very, very close to Nightmare here. Is he going to fight him? The answer's no. Team orders, maybe? Pulling to the side or letting him through?
The next thing Mercedes are going to have to manage is a potential double stack, and here we go.
It's not going to be good for them.
Bud Lightyear's going to get caught on the back of that double stack. So his race is going from bad to worse.
On mute key here, down into the hairpin. He dives down the inside. And that is a very nice move there from Orbit. Mute key, though, with the switchback. Can he get a good enough exit? He's got the inside line. Now we'll have the outside line heading into the 2 right-handers. They touch slightly and Orbit stays ahead. Very nicely done from those two. Very, very good, clean racing. There's the 2 Alfa Romeos going almost side by side there as well. They've got to be careful to not take each other out. Both very fast drivers and both can definitely fight for some great points today.
5 pit stops already. 2 at Mercedes, 1 at AlphaTauri, 1 at Ferrari, 1 at Haas, and there's been 4 front wing changes. So that's for NF Studios, Jaden, JXC, and Bud Lightyear, and they've all gone onto the medium tyres. So 2 strategy in play for these drivers.
Yeah, a lot of problems for those drivers, of course, as DRS is now activated. Taylor sets fast his lap and is chasing down Nuki Boy. This is Shine. He messed up in qualifying. Well, he's still got like top 8, but that's not very good for Taylor. He'll want to be right up there, right at the pointy end of this race. And of course, last time he had the capability to win a race, he was just beaten out by certain someone in Netherlands. Can't think who. And now today he's going to be wanting that top step back. He hasn't felt it in a while. That, but he's really going to try and get him today, and he will be fighting for.
There's been a oh, Muki. There's been a very good battle in the middle here between Orbit Plays, Devil, and Muki. So the first up, OG
Whoa!
Plays is come out of absolutely nowhere to take Muki into turn 2. Literally, I literally missed him. And then they're just everyone's squabbling for positions.
He's overtaken Orbit now as well.
Yeah.
Plays up into P5.
Plays
He's
is on.
really putting the moves on today, isn't he? He's absolutely going for it.
He must have been very, very late. Oh, the 3-second time penalty. He's going to draw him back in a little bit. But, yeah, I mean, turn 2, I didn't even catch him. He must have been so late, Ricardo style, on the brakes. He licked that stamp and he sent it.
Orbit's trying to go back around the outside, but he messes up. Could this open the door for Mini Devil? He's going to try it, but he's not quite close enough.
No,
now for the lead of the race, Nuki Boy on Yorkie. He has the DRS heading down into the hairpin now. Will he send it down the inside? No, the Alpine is slightly too far away. That would have allowed Taylor Boss a very easy move.
Something tells me Yorkie's had a potential moment or a mistake somewhere, because he was 1.3 in front and Nuki Boy's just managed to draw him back in. So I'm guessing he's had a moment somewhere. And talking of moments, there's Renault's facing the wrong way. And he's now down in P16. He's had a moment there at the end of Sector 1, unfortunately.
Not good for him. Not good at all. He'll really want to be to keeping on pushing there. He won't be too happy of a man. But now we have a move for the lead? I think it could be on here. Nuki Boy 3/10 behind Yorkie, now up to 4/10, and Taylor Boss right behind Nuki. Nuki got a bad last corner. Taylor Boss pulls out to the side, activates that ERS. He'll have a slight slipstream off of Yorkie ahead. Can this be the move done by Taylor Boss? Down the inside now. Into turn 1, the Red Bull goes. Oh, maybe a double overtake for the lead. Almost. If it was a slightly slower turn 1, that would have been his place, but not quite. A Mini Devil gets ahead of Orbit as well. They go side by side, heading through turn 2 now, and into turn 3. Orbit's going to try and hold on around the outside. Mini Devil trying to hold on down the inside. Orbit gets snapped oversteer, and that shuts down that battle.
I think 25 laps time, then Mr. Taylor would have sent that. Just for a split second, I thought he was going to go for it, but not on lap 5, for sure. Maybe lap 30, yeah. he would have gone for it.
Well, bearing in mind he's got such a lead in the championship, he can kind of afford to at this stage. He doesn't need an extremely clean race. He doesn't need it to be perfect, because he has got a 60-point lead on a man who's not even racing today. So he can, to be honest, he could get a race ban and he'd be fine. He'd be absolutely fine. He is absolutely destroying this tier at the moment.
One to watch out for here is Mr. Nightmare. He's sat on a very, very healthy amount of ERS, 75%. As Taylor
and move for the lead.
Taylor takes a mid. I think that will swap over the next couple of laps. It'll be the old usual. Oh, talking to Dove. 3-second time penalty.
3-second time penalty.
And
that's not good for him. He won't. That will screw him over quite badly, actually. And Yuki's got past Orbit. Orbit is dropping down the order as he has no front wing. That'll be why.
We've missed that. Jaden had a spin as well.
Oh, the Mercedes they're not having fun.
No.
They're not having fun in the slightest. JX has got himself a penalty. He's down in P17. I was saying watch out for him because he's very fast. He is fast. Unfortunately, hasn't been consistent enough. Ogden and JJ go side by side, push each other off the track. And that is Dogan's place to have. Oh, as Melon spins.
Milky Melon just put the power down a little bit too early on that famous uphill right-hander. And his tyres must be screaming at him.
That's wing damage. That's wing damage for Blessing. Wing damage for Blessing. He's lost his end plate. He smacked the back of Milky Melon just a second ago, and he'll have to pull into the pits at the end of this lap.
Unfortunate. Mr. Taylor Boss manages to avoid being overtaken and has pulled out a half a second lead there. Oh, there's a McLaren off. That's Milky Melon. He's off again, look. He's doing a big grass cutting.
It's not going very well for Milky today, is it? He's really struggling.
And
With that car underneath him, he was good in tier 6, but I think that was maybe the rain is where he's happy.
yeah, and just popped up on the top of the screen more punishment for Mercedes as Bud Lightyear gets a penalty. The driver running at the back of the grid as we see some pit stops. Chili Man, Blessing, and Orbit into the box. There's more yellow flags.
Not scheduled pit stops, those ones, I wouldn't think. They're just having to react to damage. There's yellow flags, and I think that's... Who was that for?
That was...
Reynolds,
yeah, that's a
the tier
Reynolds.
7 driver.
He's at a moment.
Is Taylor starting to pull away here? I think he is. He's almost got that second gap already. Of course, that will close due to the DRS down the start-finish straight, the very, very long start-finish straight. But Taylor is looking very, very fast at the moment and is really starting to pull away. If it wasn't for there being, of course, 2 DRS straights, I think he'd already be right the way away.
Matty 1929 is open to race Division 3 tomorrow. Made his debut at Baku. Was on for a win but got caught in an incident.
Yeah, the Baku is incident central, especially in tier 5, 6 and 7.
More
In tier 7, 3 drivers finished that race. I'm not even kidding. Last week in Baku. In tier 6 it was 9, in tier 5 it was 7. So yeah,
pit
not
stops.
the greatest of weekends for those guys.
Reynolds and JXC coming in on 7 and 5 lap old medium tyres.
Must be some damage. Must be.
Yep, new front wing for Reynolds. And a new front wing for JXC. One's gone onto the hard tyre. Interesting choice.
Hards round here. I'm not so sure whether they're very good. I don't think they are. Do you know how good they are around here? I don't really race this track too much.
I've done one race here, and it was a race to forget. I'm not very good in the wet. Oh, that's how good the hard tyres are. He's lasted 2 corners
DNF.
and put it in the water. There you go.
Oh, he's not allowed them to warm up enough. Of course, turn 1 being very fast, and so is turn 2.
Answers on a
Not allowed them
postcard
to warm
there.
up enough, and he's probably just spun himself right into the wall. That's not good for him, is it? That's not good.
No.
Oh, Yorkie gets massive focused here. He's in the gravel. This allows Nuki Boy pass. Will this allow Dove Nightmare as well? He's going around the outside here. Can Yorkie hold on down the inside? He's going to try. He's still going around the outside as Yorkie. He's got his front wing there. He gets pushed off slightly. He didn't really deserve space. And Yorkie is down into turn 4. He tried his best to hold on, but that one mistake was really screwed him over.
Dove Nightmare still the one to watch though. 80% ERS. Once he puts that down, he's going to get Nuki Boy here, I think.
Yeah, I think he will as well. And even more punishment for the Mercedes drivers. Jaden has got himself a penalty as well. There's Dove Nightmare, pulls out and he goes past. It's a 1-2 for Red Bull as it stands. That would be their second double podium of these 2 driving. Of course, they had a 2-3 in Netherlands. Almost had a double podium last time out as well. Dove Nightmare's made a big mistake there, and he drops down to P4. I jinxed that very much. So
He has got that in the locker, Mr. Nightmare. I've seen it racing alongside him. He has got that. He sort of back end go not once but twice. Finds himself in the gravel, and all that hard work he'd done a few corners previous erased, and it's as you were again, Nuki Boy back up in the P2. Pit stop window.
But now that
4 laps.
That gap at the front.
Yeah, Taylor's
pit stop in
clear.
about 4 laps, but he's 2 seconds ahead. This is a textbook Taylor race. He takes the lead and he pulls away.
Mr. Orbit's gone round at turn 1. Took too much curb.
Orbit. No, Orbit was, I believe, tier 3 last season, maybe even tier 2 at points. I think anyway. So Orbit's had a slight fall from grace this season. It's not gone exactly his way. The first time I ever saw him race, he crashed out in Singapore at like turn 5. So I think this is not going great for him in the slightest. It's a bit like that first race. Yorkie is up into P2 now, and Dove Nightmare right on the back of Nuki Boy as OG Plays has made a big mistake down into 7th place. He goes into turn 2 was that big mistake, and JJ Neats had to pull off the track because OG Plays was going so slowly.
I don't know why he's fighting. He's got M plate missing. Just pull over and let him through. It's going to hamper him for the whole lap now.
Yeah, he's got to be a bit slow. He's got to make sure he gets around, of course, without any more damage or without, of course, losing that front wing. And Dove Nightmare outside of the DRS range now. He's got a 3/10 gap to be in that DRS range. I don't think he's going to make it before the end of this lap. It's going to get harder and harder to be within it because, of course, Nuki Boy is going to have it and is going to get closer and closer to Yorkie.
I do believe that Mr. Nightmare has had a nightmare at the famous turn 8 again. The back end twitching out on him one more time as Plays almost takes the front of the Ferrari of Savage.
Oh, Yorkie pits. Yorkie pits and so does Dove Nightmare.
Possible.
I think, I have to say, I think Dove Nightmare's issues come from a setup issue. I think he runs too twitchy of setups. He runs too TT-oriented setups, and he screws himself over with it. And he's now on the hard compound side. He was struggling for grip before. He's not going to be feeling too good now.
No, Mr. Plays had to back off coming around the final corner. He took the wrong line to go into the pits, and that's allowed Savage Mode with the guys pitting as well to go up into P5. But OG Plays goes on to the mediums, Dove and Mute Key on the hards, and Yorkie on the mediums. How powerful is the undercut here, do we know?
Oh,
hello.
Madoga down the inside of Savage. They touch as he does it. The man who didn't move off the start line makes his way past, but that was very forceful there.
Yeah, that was... NF Studios has had that spin up at turn 8. No, it is not turn 8. At the end of the lap, getting himself
it's actually final corner.
10-second penalty.
I think he must have. So the second last corner, of course, there's not a barrier there. He probably just spun it right the way across there. I did that in the F2 race here at Portimao. Not my finest moment.
Yeah, it's a nightmare that. Be interesting, yeah, Pat undercut. Be interesting to see how, if Yorkie can make this. He's got a lot of ERS as well, so if he deploys it, be interesting to see if he can close that gap to Taylor Boss. As Kopi 46 says, Tay leading, not a surprise.
Yeah, he's of course been absolutely dominant this season. If he wins today, he extends his championship lead by 25 points. That would make the championship lead 85 points.
I think that's...
He will almost double second place in the championship points. That is how dominant Taylor has been this season. It's absolutely ridiculous what this man can manage. As Mini Devil gets a 3-second time penalty, slightly goes off a track there.
I'm going
Not good for him.
to have to love you and leave you, I'm afraid. Good luck for the rest of the
Okay, mate,
stream,
no problem.
and we will catch up soon.
See you, mate. Savage makes a mistake at the infamous turn 8. Not good for him. And he does drop down the order slightly. Chili Man has retired. Will we get it? No, it's in the pit lane. We will not get a safety car. Nuki Boy and Mini Devil pull into the pits. It's their time to do so. Taylor really leading now. If you guys have any predictions to the race, please do put them in the chat. Love to hear what you guys think is going to happen in this one, because it's going to be, it's definitely going to be an interesting race right here. NFG gets a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane. That's just a bit careless, really. Taylor Boss is leading now by 20 seconds. This is his race to lose. Nuki Boy right on the back of Yorkie. This battle has restarted again. Mini Devil has injected himself in here. Mini Devil really pushing now, and they're on the back of Adogan, and it's blocking him here, and Yorkie's going to have to go around the outside at what is quite a tricky corner. You can't really go side by side. Is Adogan going to try and fight it? Yes, he is. He's trying to hold on here, even though he knows he hasn't pitted yet. Interesting from him. Taylor has now pitted, and Taylor will stay ahead of these guys, I think. As Nuki Boy gets ahead of Adogan, Mini Devil will try and get himself ahead of Adogan. Oh, and it's the back of him. Oh, no, not good from Mini Devil there. Bit careless. Not what you'd want to see. And Taylor does retain the lead here. He is ahead as he goes into turn 1. He's got a 3-second lead. So he's lost a bit of time. It's actually now a 2-second lead. So he's lost a slight bit of time. But his tyres are now much fresher than the rest of the grid. So that we just look sideways. My controller just fell off my lap. And yeah, Bud Lightyear is a great name. He qualified well, was annoyed with P5, but then off the start, speared into the left-hand wall, and it was not good from then on for him. Nuki Boy in P3, he's trying to push onto Yorkie still, but he's actually losing a bit of time here. Struggling with the car now is Nuki Boy. I think a little mistake through turn 8 has made that one happen. And Mini Devil is up right on the back of Nuki Boy now. Can he get himself further ahead? We'll have to wait and see on that one. But you know he's going to try. You know he's going to absolutely push. Mini Devil now with the DRS should make the move down into turn 1 on Nuki Boy. Very nicely done. Sorry if I go quiet. What happened to Rose? Rose had to go, unfortunately. He's had a problem with his boiler and is having to call a plumber. He was away from his flat for 2 weeks and then came back. Boiler's decided to pack it in. So he's just got to take some calls and make sure that everything's working again. As JJ goes down the inside of Florsh into turn 1. And that is P7 for JJ pushing Florsh slightly off the track. But still taking that place. Savage mode on Adogan. This should be an easy move for Savage mode here. He'll have the DRS heading now down into turn 1. Savage mode looking for that move. Down the inside he goes. No, he doesn't go for it. Blessing ahead of Milky Melon. And he's not having a fun race. Milky Melon must have some kind of damage. As Blessing won't be close enough to make a move on his teammate for the day, SRK Orbit. I think actually teammate forever now. Yorkie gets overtaken by Mini Devil, then up into P2 goes the Alfa Romeo driver. Very nicely done from him. Nuki Boy gets a 3-second penalty in the process. That's not good for him. He's in P4 currently. That penalty won't be helping him. Muteki, the only man in the top 12 to not have a penalty. The only 3 people to not have a penalty are Muteki. Actually, no, only 2 people now. Muteki and Milky Melon. And Milky Melon is way behind. That really could help Muteki come at the end. Ow, my chest is pounding. Not setting very well, that's why. Right. Course gap at the front, 2.6 seconds, and Taylor pulling away every single time these guys fight. But Yorkie now quite far away from Mini Devil. Is this Mini Devil's chance to start catching up to Taylor? We'll hope it is, as Orbit gets another penalty. This is not going well for Orbit. And Jaden getting lapped here, not good for him. That'll be his race pretty much over. And Rose might be able to come back in a sec. So all you guys who are here for Rose, don't worry guys. He might be coming back in a second. as Yorkie. Surely this is the move he can do. He's going to try it. He's definitely going to try it. No, he's not going to try it. He's too far behind it. Looked like he might be close enough, but he's not, because of course Mini Devil, I think within 1 second of Orbit just ahead of him there. Floor drops down to P10. He has pulled into the pits on that medium compound tyre that he pitted onto on lap 3, and he's now headed on to that soft compound tyre, which won't finish the race actually. Or maybe will just, but you know, quite close. He's going to be struggling on those by the end anyway. Mini Devil will have DRS off of Orbit here. This is absolutely perfect for him. This will help him hold on to second place massively. I mean, Yorkie doesn't gain any time on him at all. But unfortunately for Orbit, it does mean that his race is pretty much over. Won't be able to unlap himself under safety car. So Orbit's race pretty much done. Yorkie making a slight mistake there, but Yuki Boy is so far behind, it doesn't really matter. OG plays in 8th place, currently looking so good in that first part of qualifying. Of course, in the wet weather conditions, hasn't lived up to it in the rest of the race. Of course, Dogan started in 2nd, now down in 9th. It hasn't been his race. Yorkie will be wanting at least 2nd place. He won't want a drop of more than 1 place since the start. Of course, Taylor, it's kind of almost a guaranteed drop of a place. But other than that, he won't want to lose one. Mini Devil, though, with 9 seconds penalties, and he's only got 3. So currently, that position is his. He won't want to overtake Orbit currently, actually. He'll want to be within the DRS of someone. So he's actually going to wait behind Orbit. It will lose him a bit of time in the short term, but it'll actually help him in the long term here, because it'll mean he'll hold on to the position on Yuki Boy, but it has meant that he's lost a couple tenths. So he's lost a couple tenths to Mini Devil, but again all that back. The other safety car, OG Plays, has crashed out. This has helped his teammate perfectly, almost like they planned it. They obviously didn't, almost like they planned it. And well, I feel like everyone will now pit onto the softs and finish the race on those. Oh. Sorry guys about the silence there, but savage ahead of Dogan, because Dogan has pulled into pits. Let's have a quick look at what tyres people are on. So Dove Nightmare has pitted onto a new set of medium compound tyre. Rose is coming back. Let's send him an invite. Since you've been gone, Will Taylor pull in? Yes, he will. So will Mini Devil. So will Orbit. So will Yorkie. I feel Orbit shouldn't have pulled in. He could have saved his race here if he'd just gone round for the lap. His race is pretty much over. If he'd gone round for the lap, he would have been fine. What's he doing? Bud Lightyear is just still in this. He'll join the back of the pack in P11, and that is perfectly timed. They've all gone on the soft compound tyre here, so interesting decision. The top, well, 3rd to 4th on the softs, and pretty much everyone else has gone for that medium compound tyre except from Flush, Dogan, and Bud Lightyear. Hello.
Hello. He's back.
Welcome back.
Welcome. Easiest money a plumber's ever made for a call-out charge on a Friday night for sure. 2 turns of a valve, and I've got hot water back.
You didn't think to just turn a couple of valves in case?
Knowing my recent luck, I would have probably blown up my flat.
I mean, Is that a bad thing? No, I'm joking.
Wow. I'm just rejoining the session. Fill me in. What have I missed?
Right, so you've got a safety car. OG Plays has crashed out, and it's meant that Taylor Boss's lead has now gone to Nuki Boy because everyone else has pitted. Nuki Boy stayed out on his old medium compound tyres, and well, he's got to now defend for his life here.
I'm in issues. Rejoining.
Want me to send you an invite?
I've got it.
Send you an invite. Try another one. There you go. Try another one. There you go. Try another one. There you go.
Thanks for spamming me at me.
You're welcome. It's technically spamming me as well because it says invite sent loads of times. So, right. So interesting from SRK Orbit and Blessing, who, and also Reynolds, for some reason, all decided to pull into the pits when they had an opportunity here to unlap themselves. Thank you, Kopi. Thank you, mate. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you for the Prime sub for 7 months. That's amazing. Thank you so much.
Fair play. And I've just seen a screenshot that says we're at 150 viewers.
Eh?
Yeah, if you see TJ's put in the general that we are on 150 viewers.
It says we're on 11 for me.
Yeah. Maybe one of Twitch's famous glitches, I don't know, but
It's telling me we're on 11. I'm sorry, TJ. Alright then, almost everyone is back on the safety car. We're just waiting for Bud Lightyear and Savage. It's possible we can get going again this lap. Let's hope we can. And get some racing going again for our new sub, Copen, although it has been subbed in the past. If you guys haven't followed already, please do follow. You don't want to miss any of the races, especially not Tier 4 and Tier 3 tomorrow, and of course Tier 1 and 2 tomorrow as well, same times as Tier 5 and 6 today. And the safety car is coming in this lap.
perfect time to come back in then, so Nuki Boy will have to get his defending shoes on against the
Absolutely
raid.
will. 7 lap-old mediums, but he does have a 2-car buffer in between him and Taylor with 2 lapped cars. That's helpful for him, one of which being his teammate as well in Sean Reynolds. He gets a good start as well, catches Milky Melon off guard, and that has meant that Taylor has got a bad start due to that. Reynolds passed Milky, and Taylor will get past Milky as well, and then past Reynolds pretty much immediately afterwards here. Looking further back, Florsh and Dove Nightmare going side by side. Dove Nightmare not having the best of races since the start here, as Bud Lightyear is trying to make a move now on Dove Nightmare, who's dropped a couple places at this restart. Adogan looking for a move now on Flursh. He's had a great restart, has Adogan, really on it, and really putting up the moves. As Bud Lightyear's going to make a move as well. He's gone down the inside of Flursh. Flursh has gone extremely wide for no reason at all.
There is
and Bud Lightyear is up into P8 after being P11 at this restart.
There is a reason Mr. Flourish went very wide, and that is because he went straight up the back of a Dogan, tried to go late on the brakes, misjudged his braking. He is missing an end plate in that number 68 Alpha Tauri. He is going to have to box.
That's not good for him in the slightest, and he won't be a happy man after that one. He definitely will be. He'll be annoyed with himself. But Taylor, well, it was a gap of 1.2 seconds at the restart. It's now a gap of even. He's gained 1.2 seconds in a single lap as Taylor, but Mini Devil has done even better. Mini Devil's right there. Could we see a double move? No, we can't. He's not quite close enough. If he had the DRS, we 100% could have. But will he make a move on Nuki Boy now, down the inside? Mini Devil knows he has a chance at the win here. His penalties permitting, of course. He's got 9 seconds, but he's going to want to fight for it anyway. We'll see what he can do. And, of course, Yorkie right behind him. Yuki not far behind either.
No, just a little bit of contact on the rear Nuki boy there from Mini Devil, who has got the fastest lap of the race, or 1:18.992. I don't know if that gives you. Oh, he's going to get a 10-second
And that would be a
penalty.
corner cut as well.
Yeah.
5 seconds. Oh.
Curse of the commentator.
Oh, and he's having to wait so long to get back on the track as well because there's so many people in the way.
Very, very
Down to
good.
P10.
Very good from Mini Devil. I know it's lost in places, but fantastic bit of driving and track awareness to not just anchor back on the track and cause carnage for the lads in front of him. But while we're on that subject, what a recovery drive so far from your man Bud Lightyear there, up into P7 after being 15 or 17 seconds off the back of the pack after lap 1.
I think he was pretty much, well, yeah, he was about 20 seconds behind. So, of course, he lost that front wing, then had to pit. So a long, long way back anyway was Bud Lightyear. He's back to get himself up to P5 as he backs out. He knows that he can do well. He gets himself a 3-second penalty. Oh, no! A Dogan spins in front of him and it's slowed him down. It's dropped him to P8. Oh, that's some rotten luck. That's some rotten luck.
Yeah, not ideal from Bud Lightyear. Unfortunate spin in front of him, but Yorkie now 2.5 seconds off Taylor in the front, and he's had a moment at turn 1. Yorkie took too much of the curb again, as we've seen from many drivers in this Grand Prix.
Yeah, Yorkie, he doesn't have the pace to match Taylor today, does he? He may have started on pole, but I think we all knew going into this who was going to win. And it is, of course, Taylor Boss, leading currently. 2.5 seconds is the gap. He's absolutely on fire. Oh, tracked facts. Do you have a tracked fact?
Rose is the only driver in Portimao history to spin it off the start box of a Grand Prix and put it into the wall without even crossing the start finish line. That's my track fact for you this evening. Tango with the 3-month subscription as well.
Thank you, Tango. Thank you. That's. I think you should probably go for a better one than that. But
that's all I've got.
Let's have a quick look, shall we? Right. So.
Few drivers being lapped here. Oh, bless him, being lapped now is Nuki Boy. Oh, so Bud Lightyear comes into the pits on the 18-lap medium tyres.
There we go. So the lap record at this track in real life is a 1:18.7.
Did Mr. Lightyear have a drive-through penalty for the safety car? Because he's just gone straight.
He might have.
He's just gone straight the way through the pits and come back.
Oh,
bless him.
Blessing's out. Safety car, maybe, in the dying moments. Yes, we do. We have a safety car in the dying moments of this race.
Now let's watch Taylor Boss. What's he going to do? Is he going to come in for a fresh set of the soft tyres? He says no.
Stays out.
Yorkie, what's he going to do? He thinks
Stays
about
out.
it, but no. Mute key.
He Mikes, he's on the mediums.
No,
No,
but
he's not going to.
JJ Neat does. Yeah. Dove carries on.
Is that...
Mini Devil's in.
This is Aston Martin versus Red Bull
Oh,
now.
another one. Your boy Mercedes.
Jaden.
He's made a... How's he done that? He's made a very late decision to go into the pits and ended up driving into the barrier.
Right, 30 seconds of overhyped commentary out of nowhere is what is being requested.
Okay, over to you then.
Right. Under safety car as well.
I'll
Right,
mute my
let's
mic.
find
The dance
something
floor's
slightly
all
exciting.
yours.
And Savage Mode under safety car now, coming through turn 2. He's right behind Dogan. The gap is 1.6 seconds, now 1.4. He's getting very, very close to the back of him. He whips it through turn 4 now with absolutely wonderful speed. And he now heads into what is a very, very tricky left-hander of a hairpin. He dips it into the corner, smacks the apex, gets on the throttle again, very careful on that. Probably could have taken the throttle slightly earlier, but he slams it now into what's a very tricky sequence. Right, and then right again, one of the hardest tracks on the calendar. He absolutely smashes it to Savage Mode. What a drive it is from him. There we go.
There we go. 30 seconds of pure content. We love to see it. I was going to suggest you do it on
What's
Bert
literally
Mylander
nothing.
driving the safety car, to be fair.
You know what? That would have been better. That would have been better. But
IFC Racing redeems spectator driver of their choice for 2 laps, and they've chose Taylor.
Okay. Onboard camera for 2 laps on Taylor then. I've got no other choice.
No, someone else. Whoa, Taylor nearly goes into
I think that's
the
2
back.
people on the IFC Racing account currently. I think 2 people are fighting. 2 people are fighting on the account. I'll get involved as well.
Not for the only time this season. We just nearly saw a Red Bull go into the back of a Mercedes, but unfortunately it was Taylor Boss into the back of the safety car. That would have been...
That's the same thing, isn't it?
yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah, he had to hammer the brakes on.
Didn't mix it up. Whoopsie. Yeah, but what am I doing? What am I doing currently? What is happening? Right.
IFC 8
Light stream is not my friend currently. Is this still the first lap of that request? Seriously.
It is indeed.
The best commentator's in control. I'm not in control currently, and neither's Rose, so that's not true.
Safety car didn't stay out long. We've got a 4-lap shootout. All eyes on.
Here we go. We have to stay on Taylor Boss as well. I forgot about that. Very
JJ
sorry.
Neat went for a fresh set of mediums over the softs. That's an interesting call.
That is very interesting.
Good
I wonder
race.
why you decided to go with that.
Good race tyre, but not. Oh, Mini Devil and Reynolds have had a smash up at the back.
Oh, not good. Not good at all. At least Bud Lightyear's managed to. Why is Bud Lightyear not pitted?
There's a Mercedes.
Bud Lightyear on 19 lap-old mediums.
Here we go. Taylor's caught. He sent everyone to the shops and back there.
Oh, Yuki! Oh, they collide! The Aston Martins collide in the restart! It's gone so wrong for a team that was looking so good here in Portimao. How has that happened? Yorkie started on pole. Yuki started in P5, I believe. Oh, and it's all gone so wrong. Yorkie's retired. He's had enough. Oh, running P2 and P3. First move on though was Yuki Boy. He's making a move on a Ogden here, down into the hairpin. That's what it is, the hairpin.
JJ Neat is making me eat my words here. He's in P2 on these fresh medium tyres, and yeah, not a great start for Aston Martin. Absolute scenes, and these two, Yorkie was dead cert for a podium in my eyes, and that's how quickly in league racing it can change.
That's how quickly in motorsport it can change, isn't it? One little tap and they're both round, both in the wall, and both out of contention. So yeah.
Mr. Mini Devil has got a very unhealthy 15 seconds of penalties there in P7. Everyone else from above 3 seconds each. So pretty, it's as you were. 1 penalty at the top and you could be in trouble. 3 laps to go. Taylor Boss.
Unless you're Taylor, because he's almost got himself a 3-second gap already.
He has indeed.
A little bit of fighting from JJ Neat, and that gap will extend pretty fast. And I think Dove Nightmare, well, that 1-2, he'll be wanting. They've been close the last 2 races. Dove Nightmare not managing to quite do it yet. Could this be the first time the Red Bulls, of course, of Dove Nightmare and Taylor Boss, is it the first time we can see a 1-2 from these 2 drivers? It's about time, really. Should have happened in Netherlands, should have happened in Baku, but active rule from Yuki were there in Baku to stop that.
Mr.
And in
Nightmare
Netherlands,
just
I was there to stop
wants
it.
he just wants to have one eye on what's going on behind him, because
He's
Erdogan
gotta, yeah,
he likes
gotta
to
take a quick.
He does like to lick a
Yeah,
stamp
we've
and
seen.
send it, as we've seen already.
We
and
have
he
seen
has
it.
got the 6-lap fresher tyres, which should be in temperature window right about now. So Nightmare 1 eye in front and Wyatt 1 eye behind. It's going to be a battle
Rose,
right to the line.
What has been redeemed is a soon, and they've asked you to do it.
There you go.
I'm so half-hearted. What's also been requested is serious mode till the end from me. So everything I say will be dead serious from now on. Mini Devil looking for the move on Nuki Boy. Very, very close to him. He's got to try and make this one work. Can he send it down the inside? No, he can't quite. The Alfa Romeo is just slightly too far behind this time round. He's going to be absolutely pushing though. Once again, Mini Devil with the DRS. He'll start heading down towards the hairpin, but I think he's too far behind. The answer is yes, he is too far behind. And Dove Nightmare again, P3, slightly too far behind on JJ Neat. This is just not quite working out for Dove Nightmare. He's so close to taking that position, but he's just not quite close enough.
Savage mode into the pits for a new front wing, and Bud Lightyear picks an awful time to pit. Maybe he's going for the fastest lap, I don't know. As Flores gets another time penalty, but yeah, back to Dove Nightmare. He's just stuck in that sandwich, not really going anywhere. Yellow flags in sector 2, that's for Mr. Orbit getting out of the way of Milky Melon. So I think Taylor's clear at the front, that's for all to see. 3.5 seconds gap, but the battle now. Who's going to finish P2? Is it going to be...
It's between the top 5, isn't it, really? You've got all of them really fighting for it, firing at all cylinders. They're going to be absolutely pining for this. Adogan, we know, licks the stamp and sends it. Dove Nightmare is looking to get some great points for Red Bull as an academy, and of course as a team as well. They've got a big lead in the constructors. He's going to try and make it bigger today. Taylor, as I said, will almost double Active Wolf's amount of points today. Of course, Active Wolf being second in the championship. This is absolutely ridiculous for him. JJ Neat trying to hold on to what is McLaren's second place, and Dove Nightmare, he gets that penalty, and that will drop him currently to P5. Way off the podium. He's got to hope that JJ Neat, Adogan and Nuki Boy all get penalties now. Otherwise, this race, this podium's just gone.
Mr. Neat hasn't got a warning since his last penalty. And Erdogan needs one more warning. And he's got another penalty as well. So Neat's in a very good position.
Then, isn't it? It's very close. Muki's out. Muki has crashed at turn 4. Podium sitter last time out. And he won't be scoring any points today. And Orbit will score points here. He's a lap down, but he'll score points.
Unbelievable.
And JJ Neat on track on the final lap, down the inside into turn 1. JJ Neat round the outside. JJ Neat trying to make this one work. We're on board with him currently. This is an awful camera angle as he's trying to go round the outside again. Dove Nightmare down the inside. Oh, he gets spun! He gets spun round! I think that was Adogan who hit the back of him there. And it's all gone wrong for JJ Neat. The tyre strategy was working. Everything was in his favour for the P2. And he's down to P7. And he'll take P5 in the end due to penalties.
Heartache on the final lap for JJ Neat. That one will be with the stewards, no doubt, and it's probably not the way that Dove Nightmare wanted that one to for Red Bull, but
it's not quite worked out for him, in fairness. Nuki Boy, of course, still there. If Adogan gets a penalty, that will allow a double podium, but Nuki Boy! Oh, this is so close here between these two. Mini Devil's right there as well. Mini Devil's going to look for this, and Nuki Boy, he's almost dropped out of that range now. If we look at that gap, it's almost the 3 seconds. It is the 3 seconds currently.
Oh, there's the penalty.
That is for Adogan. But he's still got Nuki Boy. Is it going to be Nuki Boy? Or is it going to be Dove Nightmare in seconds? It's just going to be Nuki Boy. By 46 hundredths, he slams into Dove Nightmare's crashed car at the end. Dove Nightmare comes third, it's Nuki Boy second.
There is pure carnage at the end here. Everyone's...
And for the 3rd week in a row, they were so close to the 1-2. But yet so far were Red Bull so close, but could not quite make it work.
What a great end. Mini Devil, he wanted to thread that gap through the middle of them. Almost made it stick. His penalties would have made it irrelevant, but fair play for having a go. But a Dogan with that penalty off the second to last corner has cost him big time there.
Well, also, of course, that collision with JJ Neat will have cost him quite a lot as well. And Bud Lightyear takes home 2 points in the end. Orbit taking home 1, and Merlin has retired now as well. So, wow, what a race though, what a race. Should we get the top 3 in a party?
Yeah, let's go for it. JJ Neat, driver of the day, could have been a lot better for him. I bet he's feeling a bit of rage now, potentially.
Well, starting down in P18, he almost had P2.
Yeah.
Probably will be P4 with penalties, but still, that's not what he would have wanted. So close, just not quite there.
And there is last week's race winner, Active Wolf, in the chat with JJ got robbed. I'm of that agreement.
Yeah, of course, his teammates, he'll be wanting that one, but such a shame.
I don't think Dove Nightmare owns a mic, unless you can tell me any different.
I don't think he does either. He hasn't joined any parties before. I'm just making sure by inviting him. But, right, Nuki Boy and Taylor are in the party. So let's get going. Nuki Boy, P2. Talk us through those last couple laps, because that was tense.
Oh, yeah. I mean, starting pretty much at the front was already half the race done, but then halfway through, Mini had a spin and cost me a wing. I thought it was all over. But then the second safety car came out, and I was just there. The McLaren in front of us died, and the Haas got front wing damage, and I took him over the line. I really can't believe that I got the podium.
Mate, you absolutely smashed it. That race was so consistent from you. You managed to, you were fighting almost the entire time as well. You had to have your wits about you, but absolutely amazingly done. Of course, in a Red Bull sandwich, you stopped a Red Bull 1-2. Every single week at the moment, they're getting so close, and you're just about stopping them. I can feel the rage coming off of his mic currently. Deathly silence from Taylor. But really well done today, Nuki Boy. Absolutely amazing. Rose, anything you want to ask?
No, obviously that penalty from Dove Nightmare cost the 1-2. It's coming. We all know it's coming. It's just going to be a case of when and where. But fantastic race from you, Nuki Boy. Congratulations on the podium. Fully deserved, mate.
Thank you very much.
Taylor?
Mm-hmm?
Do you think you could let someone else win sometime, mate? You've won once again with fastest lap, and you've almost doubled Active Wolf's amount of points here today. You're 1 point off of doubling him. That is how much dominance you've had over this season. How does it feel though? Another win, of course, after a bad qualifying as well.
When qualifying, I saw it as wet, and I thought, oh no. I didn't mind when it was just wet. I thought with the inters it'd be fine, and I was told it might dry up after, and I was like, oh, I don't want it to go to sauce right at the end, but it did that. And on my lap, sector 2, I hit the gravel on quali, and it put me down 6, but it's alright.
It came back, you fought your way through. By turn 1, you're about P4. I don't know whether you saw Bud Lightyear's crash right at the start.
Yeah, I was right there, and it was quite scary. It
What
looked
actually
like
happened? Did he
it looked
just
like
spin?
he put the throttle down too much on the start, and he spun it into the wall. So.
Right, very easily done. Unfortunate for him, but yeah. Again, let's talk about Red Bull. Of course, as a team, you're absolutely dominating. You, of course, in the drivers, and Red Bull as a team in the constructors. You've extended it ridiculously again today. I think almost doubling McLaren now. No, almost got a 100-point lead on McLaren now in that. You've almost doubled Active Wolf in the drivers. Can Red Bull be stopped? Also, when's that 1-2 coming?
Can Red Bull be stopped? No. When's the 1-2 coming? I think Italy.
Italy.
Yeah. So 4 races away,
Is
but you
four.
know,
You think it's
yeah.
going to take 4 races
Because-
when you've come second and third, then second and fourth, and now first and third?
Oh, the next couple of races aren't my strongest tracks. That's why I'm saying Italy. So,
Interesting.
uh,
But very, very well done, Taylor. Rose, anything you wanna ask Taylor?
I thought after quali, obviously first time commentating, so I know Dove Nightmare, and that's the only one I know. I think I know Orbit from another league as well, but I thought you were done for in quali. I'm not going to lie. I heard about you in the pre-race chat with Westy, one to watch out for, and after quali, I thought you were done for. But your clash shone through. Obviously, went back a little bit under the safety car and fought your way through again, but dominated from start to finish. Congratulations, mate! Fantastic race from you.
thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, very, very well done, Taylor. And of course, well done to all the podium finishers and everyone who scored points today. We even had a lap car score points. That's SRK Orbit. His season's gone pretty downhill. And that last lap, if you guys missed the last lap and you're joining us now for whatever reason, when this finishes, go back and watch the last lap again, because I'm pretty sure that was the most hectic last lap in Tier 5 for a long, long time. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.